I'm sorry I had to hit you guys with the used car salesman tech. We got the cute, attractive woman, and then it's like, oh, get this car, you can get a chick just like this. And the car's a piece of shit. I'm sorry, this video won't be that negative, I promise. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cash, and this video is full of, man, it's full of a lot of stuff right now. Oh man, the pursuit of happiness, the dream of equality, and it's 100% MFO. What we're going to be talking about is the Yupir's Labyrinth. It is back, and I think it's accidentally back. It makes no sense that it's back because they said it was going to start on August 1st, but as you guys can see, it's currently in the game. Now, as you also could see, is that I completed one of them, and you could see that we are ready in 3 hours, so it's going to happen in a couple hours. I am testing Iris. I know a lot of people are curious about Iris, but there's a lot more that I want to test out with her. Outside of the few obvious things that are with her, I'm trying to test that a little bit more before I drop that video. So I thought I'd do this real quick while I, you know, shower, clean my clothes, stuff like that. I thought this would be a quick discussion topic that I can upload really quickly and talk to you guys about. So, first of all, like, comment, subscribe. Second of all, let's talk about the new Labyrinth. So it works differently than I intended, than how I said it did in my update video. I thought that you were going to be able to go through these one at a time, like this. If you got stuck, you would basically be able to redo the stage, right? Like, you would do as much as you can, and then if you get stuck, then you'd have to waste another day to try to get past it. So if I thought it was if you beat Bissell Path 1, you would go to 2, then you go to 3, get stuck on 4, then maybe spend a couple days on 4, then beat 4, then spend a couple days on 5, beat 5. Currently, the way that it works is that you can go to any one that you want. So obviously, most people are going to just go to 4 and 5. It's 200 and 250 when you beat those levels. The reward is the same across the board. Someone actually combined all of the rewards, right? So it's 25 days, and you'll be getting 3150 ZEUZ. I've said on record that if it was 4,500 before, or if it was 5,000, if it went down by 1,000, that I wouldn't mind it. It's now we can see it's exactly 3150. It's a little bit drawn out, but I quote unquote don't mind it. Slightly. Slightly don't mind it. It is a little bit less, but like I said, I do hold value in the Mew. I do hold value in the Holy War of the Universe. I would even prefer if they were all Holy War of the Universes, or maybe if these two were, and then maybe switch up these rewards. Like, this one's absolutely garbage. I don't even see why you go to the Skygate, but I think these 3 here are really good, and gold is always good. It's not that bad of a reward. Now, as far as what most people are going to do, because of the way that it is like this, you can easily rack up a quick couple of ZEUZ by just going to the stage 4 and 5 and doing those from each one every day. I think that's what most people are going to do. They're going to get their ZEUZ. I mean, clearing 2 5s in 2 days, that's 500 ZEUZ in 2 days. That's really good. If you can think about, like, it takes a week to get 700. In 5 days, you know, you do 5 times 250, you have 12,050 ZEUZ. I think that that's pretty cool. Like, I mean, it's like you can make your ZEUZ go up quicker, and outside of waiting until you got to the lower level of the Labyrinth and then getting the good rewards. But now you can get it a little bit quicker. You have access to it a little bit quicker. But I feel like that's the only positive that I really have. And the negatives aren't that crazy. It's just that, one, I think most people don't like that it's 1 clear a day. I thought maybe it would have been cool if you did it like this, and then you pretty much have, I don't know if they could have done it bi-weekly or something like that, but like make it that you can only do a certain amount. Like, I don't know. They can't do per week. You can't clear 1 per week, because then there's 5 of them. I mean, on the same respect, they could have made it 4 instead of 5, and then you could be able to do it in a week. Then you can literally blow through it on Monday and not have to worry about it for the rest of the week. But doing once per week does cause a concern. It's like, what if you miss a day? Like, in days like this month has 31 days in it, so you have an additional 6 days to do it. Now, I do have to point out here, when you do click on this, no, actually it's not here. You actually can't see it, unfortunately, because I already cleared it. Here, when it says ready in 34, can you guys see that on my overlay? You can. It would actually say available battles, and it says 1. It would say 1. So I'm assuming they can stack. So maybe you don't actually have to use them that day. They will stack, and then you'll get 25. Let's say if you wanted to do it all in one shot. not that bad. Hopefully it works like that. If it doesn't, I don't think most of us are willing to test it. You could kind of test it, but right now you want to wait until the reset to do it, because right now they're giving you a day, pretty much today and tomorrow to, do it. So right now, come on, LD player. This one seemed really good. Like to do 200 is really easy to do. I'll probably do a 250 tomorrow, so it's easy. Now, the issue with as being a content creator, it does ruin it that we can't do all of them in a day. We can't like record all of them. We can't even reasonably record, like I can't record this stage, right? And say, this is how you beat this stage, because I don't know if next month it's going to change. They haven't said that. They said that it is going to reset, but we don't know if it's going to reset consistently. Actually, it's not a content creator issue. It's the issue that the biggest issue I have with Yupir's Labyrinth is that you are at the mercy of the player's content. Remember every time before it was like FC Xeon, console this, and now look, like now these things are cool, right? No skill early, use burst characters, full mana burst, FC Bathory, anti-crit, FC Xeon control this, what a jokester, and FC Rachel, like people giving their suggestions, right? I don't like that. I'd never like that. Like, let's take this stage for example. You see Sabrina, you hold on to her, you can't really tell what she does. You could realize her defense or HP, she has her basic skills. Nothing here tells me about this stage. I realized through reading here, she's immune to physical attacks, including Wrath. Well, of course it's Wrath, because Wrath is a thing. And also you can't, they don't actually mention here, but you can't use, no marks are possible. And marks are literally how passives work. So they're now introducing how a passive works is through a mark. So Dragon Scale, well, technically just the Great One. The Great One is a mark that is put onto your character, and then the passive works through the mark. Oh yeah, and also immune to nature, which I didn't figure that out. I was like, oh, let me bring in Karen, and Karen's nature, so she did nothing. So it was like, you have to be at the mercy of people like here, because if they didn't put, he just says including Wrath, right? But so that doesn't tell you that Dragon Scale is not going to work at all. You can't use Dragon Scale as a whole, it doesn't work. Yeah, look at it, use all magic with a little bit of healing, but that's not helpful either because you can't use nature. I think that they could have explained that here, and it's one of my biggest pet peeves about the Labyrinth. They still have the weird ones. I think if you even go to these, they still have these weird ones that, let me see if I can find another one, like, yeah, I don't know how this one works. I don't know how this Talia one works. No posts. No one tried it. So I guess I'd have to go in and Levi Stone it and try it out. This one, AoE team, one post. We're at the mercy of people because the game doesn't tell us what's going on. No posts. What about the 4? No posts. Oh, this one, Xeon can't solo this. Where's FC Adams guy? Bring high damage multiplier units. FC Morris slays this. Use any mana battery before bursting. Pray for crits. Like this, the information on how the stage works should be in the game. It should be presented to you so you know what the hell is going on. It's just a big time waster in my opinion if you have to spend all day trying to figure stuff out. Knights Chronicles, not that they had this issue, they had issues with certain stuff being hidden, but they realized that they need to explain stuff to the player. The player needs to be able to go in because they had way higher stamina costs. Ours is 20, it's honestly nothing at the end of the day. It's not the worst thing in the world if I go in here. I have to go through the stupid mobs, which are mana generation. That's the reason that stage even exists. You do that, right? You fight, get some mana, and then they don't have that weird instantly get their S3 thing going on. So you have a chance to set up a little bit before the fight, but it's just, I don't know, I never liked that aspect of it. And it's weird when they say that, they took it down because something changed. Like they said that it wasn't going in the way that people wanted it. So if that was the case, you would have left the ZEUZ the same way. Why did you take ZEUZ out? Why did you make the rewards different if it was just being completed too quickly? No one asked for other rewards here. People were perfectly fine getting probably 4,500 ZEUZ. Like I said, I'm not that I'm mad about the current system here. I think a Mew is okay. Like I said, I think the Holy War of the Universe is the best thing there, but no one really asked for that. And it's like, it almost seems as that they did realize it was too generous. Like, now, do I think this is a big, huge deal? No, because they did also add the Path of Trials. So there is other options to get the ZEUZ that were possibly taken from here. If it is, let's say it's 4,500 and you're missing, what is that, about 1,400? Now with the Path of Trials, they did technically add about, I think if you just do the quick math, like 3,500 ZEUZ that you can gain. So that covers up the ZEUZ that you lose, and now it's in a little bit in another area. Now, of course, this is static, as in once you beat it, it's gone. But I will also have to argue that as long as they keep doing events that give you ZEUZ, that it's kind of okay. It is kind of okay. Like, and also look, you also get other rewards here per stage clear, so it's not as bad. I do understand that people are upset that it might have been you lost the ZEUZ from that one thing and it's not a static number. I think the reasoning behind it is BS, but I do think that as long as they keep updating all this stuff and keep adding ZEUZ into the game, then it's okay. If they take some from one thing and then add it to another plus more, and then another thing, and then season, what is it, the next chapter is going to come out, that's going to be a whole another thing. Like, they have to keep that up. They do have to keep that up. So it's pretty much, not that I'm trying to convince people, right? I'm not trying to convince anyone of anything, but I do think that I saw one person and they already said that they were going to quit because the Labyrinth is it's bullshit, and it is technically still bullshit, and I think that I swear this guy chases me down. I do think that the game is in an overall way better healthy state. We haven't found out about PvP yet. That's going to be a completely different beast outside of that, but PvP is like a completely different beast. It's just something that is irrelevant to the Labyrinth and this Path of Trials. And I think that they also added one more thing. Just where they added one more thing. Oh yeah, like the new dragon and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of other things that we need to be looking into besides like getting gypped about, like I said, 1400 ZEUZ, but we also got 3500 ZEUZ in another part of the game. PvP, I think they still need to work on that, like the ranking system, but if they fix that the way I like it, I like it like that. If they fix that, then, you know, we could actually get more ZEUZ for people not being stuck in Challenger 1 with 4,500 points or 4,800 points. It's ridiculous how so many people get stuck there. So I think that there's still potential here. I don't think it's worth quitting just yet. And you guys know I would be the first. I would be the conductor of the quit train. as soon as we're ready, it's a good shot to quit. Where I think that the game is foregone and there's no point of sticking around, I will be the first to tell you, because I give no fucks. I literally have no affiliation to the game in that manner. I don't have any like reason to save the game or to do anything like that. I think the game has a lot of potential. I think the same thing with like 7 Deadly Sins and Epic 7. A lot of these games have a lot of potential if they can stay around long enough for the devs to, I don't know, wake up or something. But right now the game is okay. I think that that was a little rough patch with the PvP aspect of it. I think if they keep working on guild, like right now they added stuff to guild, they're working on the guild. Oh, here's the buff, use these characters, incentives to do something different. That's all they need to do. Iris is an incentive to do something. Oh my god. Iris is an incentive to do something different, and the more that they keep doing stuff like that, the better. We're going to win in the end as long as they don't just do something really fucking stupid. that's all we have to avoid. As far as the Labyrinth, I think it's okay. I think that they should still put in-game text that tells you exactly how that stage goes, so you don't have to go in there with your best team and then realize that, oh, they're immune to this, oh, they're immune to that, or this doesn't work. Or like, I remember the other one, like I said, the worst Labyrinth stage that I saw was they gained damage immunity based on their HPs. Like, how the fuck would you like figure that out? You've been sitting here nuking with Rudley, and then all of a sudden Rudley's damage doesn't work, and then like, wait, so is he weak to nature now, or where's the threshold for this? And like, you have to hope that someone explains it to you, or else you're just gonna cause frustration. The where it comes that the player overcomes a challenge is because they understand the challenge and they realize that they can't beat it because of something on their own end. You want to eliminate the fault of the developer in that case. You could be mad at them like, oh, this is a stupid thing, but when you realize how it works, then it becomes you versus the challenge. But when you put it that you have to find out a bunch of nonsense, it's kind of silly. And I can also hear the argument of like it versus an MMO, right? Like an MMO, when you walk into a dungeon, you don't know anything, right? You don't know how a dungeon or a raid works, you know, but you don't waste resources to do it. Like the fact that it costs Levi stones that refutes that, even though it's a small amount, it's a small payment. But when you do a raid, usually you're of the combat readiness, like you're ready to do it, and then you're trying to figure out the mechanics as you're playing, and then you figure it out with a group of people or whatever, and they make a guide or they instruct people, and it's a cool experience. But I feel like that doesn't work with gacha games. because you're always asking for something. You're always asking for a resource. You're always asking me to give up something besides my time. I'm already losing my time. So make it that I know what I'm doing. And I think that that's why it's bigger in a gacha game, to explain it beforehand so that I can either underestimate it, but like, oh, well, they're immune to only magic. Oh, that means I can bring this in. Oh, they're immune to dragon scale. Oh, I could just bring this in. And then if you fail, it's like, oh, I fucked up. Not that, oh, this is unfair. You already knew what it was before you went into it. You can't walk into a wall and you saw the wall coming and you was like, well, I thought the wall would be different than what I anticipated when I walked into it. But if you realize that, well, there's a wall, but there's also a door like 2 miles down, but you have to have the endurance to walk the 2 miles down the wall and then open the door. So it's like, it's different. It's a little bit different in my opinion. And feel free, of course, you guys know you can always disagree with me. I'll always fight back against you, but at the end of the day, we'll be friends forever. But you know, it's the same thing. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you check out all of the other Exos Heroes videos. I got the playlist, boop, that will pop up right there on the upper right hand corner. And just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.